Alright, so, just finished watching El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, and fuck yeah, Vince Gilligan, like, goddamn. Before we kind of go into the story more, thank you, Motorcycle, obviously, spoilers and whatever, not duh, since there was shut the fuck up! Since there was, several seasons and obviously a series finale, and this is a continuation of it, if you're just kind of like, I wonder what this movie's about, it's like, really? Anyway, I love how since we live in a world of memes, that after Game of Thrones had ended, or while it's ending, people made a lot of memes about how, like, Breaking Bad was the better show, because, so many people were like, Game of Thrones is, like, the best show ever, and then, like, Breaking Bad fans are like, oh, really? Really? So I thought that was really funny. And it just, like, timing-wise, I love how it ended, and it got all the negativity it got, and then Vince Gilligan and friends dropped this teaser trailer, like, oh, guess what? We have, we have a Breaking Bad movie coming out soon. And everyone's like, what? Just since, like, Vince Gilligan knew, not Breaking Bad. It's like he knew that Game of Thrones wasn't gonna end to people's liking. So he was just like, hey guys, let me remind you of a show that ended the way people wanted to, made everyone happy. Guess what? Hi, here I am. So I thought that was, like, really funny how it was just coincidental. And then, the teaser trailer drops and Skinny Pete is like, I don't know where Jesse is, blah, blah, blah. That's not in the actual thing, which it doesn't matter because it probably did happen there, but you're just following Jesse. But anyway, but yeah, this movie was like 2 hours and like 2 minutes or something like that. And it's great. It does feel like a very extended episode. It feels like, how long were the episodes? I think they were like an hour long. So yeah, so it does feel like, like the season finale, the series finale kind of shit, where it's a much longer episode, whatever, not commercial free. Also, it's on Netflix, so you can just watch it commercial free, all that shit. You can watch it whenever you want. It's not like, I like that they went with Netflix and wasn't just trying to be like, hey, AMC's like, we're just trying to milk Walking Dead, even though our ratings are at the lowest ever, but we still want more Walking Dead, even I was just like, I don't care about that show anymore. Anyway, so, but yeah, I do like that, they show kind of how everything was, like, really right after where we saw him on the show, which is him escaping the captivity of the Nazi guys, finding his buddies, trying to get help with money, trying to figure out a way just to, like, get out, and of course, because it's the Breaking Bad universe, going through all the obstacles, he like, anyone goes through in the Breaking Bad universe, and it's just like, well, someone's gonna die, there's gonna be some gunfight, all that shit. There were some characters, I guess you would say cameos from the series, you get to see them, it's good to see people again, rest in peace, what's his name, Robert Forster, I think that's it. He was the guy that helps you, run away, and he was also in Twin Peaks and Jackie Brown and all that stuff. So, yeah, you got to see the cameo of people that you love. Of course, Bryan Cranston had a cameo. It's kind of like, if he didn't have a cameo, I think people would be, like, upset, because it's like, ow, it just a knot in my hair. Fuck, that hurt. People would be kind of upset because, like, come on, man. But the great thing about this is that it's not like a full linear story. It's not just like following him going and it's just kind of like the end. It's like, yeah, you're following him, I guess you would say start to finish, from escaping the guys to him, finally being free, to all this other stuff where you get to see, like, the stuff that happens while he was being held captive with the Nazi guys, the shit with Jesse Plemons, and how he's just so, like, so hair trigger, we saw it with the little kid in that, in that season where he's just like, hey, and then you get to see, like, they kind of introduce new characters, per se new, the welder guys who, like, made the contraption that Jesse was, walking on so he wouldn't escape, but he could still cook and all that shit. Yeah, so they saw that, again, Skinny Pete and, was just said Matt Jones, and Badger are there because those are his buddies. You do get to see, like, in the beginning, especially because obviously he just escaped. So you saw like a little bit of his like his PTSD and all that shit that happened while he's with his buddies, and that's like the quintessential Jesse, you know, where you just want to hold him like a puppy, and you're like, it's okay, you know, because it's just like the majority of Breaking Bad, it was just like Jesse getting hurt, and you just being like, oh no, it's okay, you know. And of course, Aaron Paul doing an amazing job because it's Aaron Paul and he does a great job with shit like that. You know, I love how obviously way before this there were the memes how at the end of Breaking Bad he drives away and then it becomes Need for Speed. But anyway, so I really like the direction they went to. It kind of, I don't want to say fills in the, there weren't any plot holes because Vince Gilligan's not an idiot, but they kind of like filled in story that you didn't know about, you know? And there's a lot of times, oh, this hoodie's just so form-fitting. I feel like I'm a German expressionist. It's like so dark, you can't, God, I'm embarrassed to myself. Anyway, so, but yeah, like I said, Vince Gilligan's not an idiot, so he just kind of, like, further explains things that we didn't know before. And other stories or TV shows, movies, or whatever, when they try to kind of, like, bring something back after, this was, like, 6 years after the series ended, you know, they try to bring it back just because, I guess, people talk about it, you know, and they want, like, that kind of cash cow moment again. And usually, this aside, it's like, that didn't need to be done. You could tell that everyone is like kind of happy to be back again, kind of stuff, and you know, and all together in like that universe. But at the same time, it's like we didn't need this. This isn't explaining anymore. This is causing more confusion. You know, like wow, this was just all to make a buck, kind of stuff. But in this, you know, in this one, it was great. You got to learn more about what happened, but again, it wasn't just like it's bad when you go fan theories are better. Again, this wasn't the case, but you know it's bad when previously when something like this would happen, you're like, wow, the fan theories were a lot better than what the fuck you put together, like shit. And I'm not discounting like when Twin Peaks came back because it's also Twin Peaks, so you can't really. That's some weird shit. You can't really go wrong. Anyway, that's not the point. But yeah, I don't know what else to say, just because it's like, I really enjoyed it. It felt like Breaking Bad, you know, getting like our Breaking Bad fix all over again. The sun has got Nova behind me. What the fuck? For once, I like get to like figure out my white balance and everything's fine. And then suddenly the sun wants to shine brighter, and my room looks insane with all this light in it. God damn. It's usually a dark room because I'm so goth. Anyway, as I was saying, before the sun decided to go Nova on me and everyone's burnt alive outside, again, it feels like Breaking Bad. It feels like that all over again. It's great. Everyone, you know, does a great job. You get to see the things, like, they do, they did the time-elapse stuff. They, like, you know, all the stuff that you love from the show is back, you know, so there's nothing where you're like, oh, they didn't do time-elapse, shit, or they didn't do, you know, like, that angle, like, I don't know, that was me. I was just like, I hope they do time-elapse. I hope they do, like, those angles and stuff. There was part where Jesse, Aaron Paul's character, is in Jesse Plemons' apartment. They do, like, a bird's eye view of, like, the whole huge-ass apartment of him going into, like, every room. I'm like, yes, thank you, Breaking Bad for doing that. But anyway, yeah. So that was El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. Like, this is one of my only short reviews I ever do. Like I said, I enjoy it. I'm glad it's on Netflix because you can then just like watch it whenever and do whatever you want. I finally got a job, so I can start going to the movie theaters again because. But when it was like August and stuff, I was like, I can't go to the theater anymore. Like, I was just like, I can't. The money and stuff. Was gonna go see Joker this weekend, but just didn't have time and all that stuff. Paul and I are gonna try to do next weekend, just because last weekend was New York Comic Con. Of course, it comes out during that. I'm still recovering from a little bit of con plague, just a little bit, and kind of a little bit of tourist/children plague since where I work now. But anyway, yeah. El Camino Breaking Bad movie. If you are a fan, bright in my face, if you are a fan of Breaking Bad, you will be happy with this added story, this whatever you would call it. But anywho, bye.